Okay, so you know how we just sort of go through life taking in the world through our senses?
Yeah.
Like we see things, we hear stuff, feel textures, and it all just kind of is what it is, right? Pretty straightforward.
Sure. Themed that way.
But like what if, and stick with me here, what if this whole solid, reality thing, what if it's not actually out there like that, but it's more like built by your mind?
Oh, that's getting into some really deep territory.
Yeah.
That question is like the core of how we figure out our place in the whole universe,
Right.
And it might sound all science fiction-y, but both philosophers for centuries and like the newest neuroscience stuff, they're both pointing to this kind of radical idea.
Yeah.
Your brain isn't just recording what's out there, it's creating it.
Exactly. That's what we're going to like totally unpack today.
Yeah,
it's like this deep dive into the idea that what you experience, everything, the color of the sky, the feeling of like joy, it's not necessarily like the real deal,
Oh, interesting.
It's more like your brain's filtered, customized version.
Like a personal edit.
Yeah, exactly.
And the big here, the thing that can totally change the game is that once you get this whole process, how your brain makes your reality, it changes how you experience everything.
Okay.
It's a whole new lens to look through.
Totally. It's like the point isn't for your brain to give you this perfect super HD picture of the universe,
Right.
The goal is keeping you alive.
Survival first.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So the reality it cooks up for you is like the most useful one, not necessarily the truest.
I see.
Okay, so let's break this down. Let's start with like the filtering brain idea. What do you think?
Well, it's wild how much our senses don't pick up, actually. Think about your vision.
Okay.
You see this world full of color, right? But that light you see,
Yeah.
it's a tiny, tiny sliver of all the electromagnetic stuff out there.
Oh, wow.
It's like, imagine a huge piano, right? And what you see is like 3 keys, infrared, ultraviolet, whole ranges of light that like animals see.
Yeah.
Totally invisible to us.
We're missing so much.
The big takeaway is what we think is the full picture. It's like peeking through a pinhole. So much information gone.
And our brain's got to fill all that in somehow.
Exactly. It has to build a model that works even with missing pieces.
That's crazy.
And hearing's the same deal.
Oh, yeah.
Our ears only catch certain sound waves, but there are like super high frequencies, rumbles way too low for us.
Right.
A whole universe of vibrations we're deaf to.
Yeah.
Like tuning into one radio station when there's a whole broadcast going on.
Makes you wonder what we're missing, doesn't it?
It really does.
And this filtering thing, it's not just like what comes in from our senses, right?
Well,
think about time.
Oh, yeah.
It feels like it just flows smooth and continuous. But if you look at it like brain-wise,
Brain-wise.
it's more like your brain's taking snapshots super fast and then stitching them together to make that feeling of smooth time.
Like a flip book.
Yeah. So what we think is this constant now.
Yeah.
It's another one of the brain's little constructions.
It's a clever trick.
So it's not just that we get incomplete data from our senses.
Right.
The data itself is getting like assembled and interpreted inside.
It's like a constant editing process.
And that interpretation isn't the same for everyone.
Of course not.
Our own personal baggage, what we've been through,
Exactly.
that shapes our reality too.
Like your reality isn't some universal truth. Everyone's tuned into the same way. It's super personal, customized, constantly molded by your beliefs, fears, all the conditioning from your whole life.
Wow. So to sum up so far, limited senses, then our brains are like, messing with the data.
Yeah. And now this whole self thing.
Yeah.
Because we usually think there's this one me inside, right?
Right.
Making choices, feeling things.
Right.
The one who's watching our lives happen.
The observer, yeah. But here's where it gets kind of trippy.
Oh, I like trippy.
If you really poke at this idea of a solid self,
Okay.
it might fall apart. Like maybe a constant you is another one of the brain's illusions, just for the sake of keeping things feeling smooth.
Interesting.
Think about yourself 10 years ago.
Okay. 10 years ago.
What you thought about stuff.
Yeah.
Your personality even.
Totally different.
It probably changed a lot, right? So is that past you really the same you here now?
Whoa. It's like software updates, right? Different versions over time.
Yeah. So why do we still feel like the same me through all those changes?
Well, the brain, it needs things to make sense.
Right.
So it creates this ongoing story of a stable self just to make your experience feel ordered, predictable. But if you actually try to find that core you,
The unchanging part.
yeah, that stays the same through all the changes. You won't find it. It's like that philosopher David Hume. He said when he looked inward, all he saw were thoughts, feelings zipping by,
Yeah.
but no solid self that was watching.
Wow.
And now, like, neuroscience is backing that up.
Really?
When they scan brains, There's no single spot where the self is. Yeah. No little CEO running the show.
Oh, interesting.
They see crazy electrical patterns, tons of neurons firing.
Yeah.
But no separate you in any one place. Yeah. So you is more like a result of all that brain activity, not a fixed thing.
So me, another illusion.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Like the world, our memories, even the self is part of the brain's constructed reality.
Okay, whoa. So we've got limited senses, brains editing that info.
Right.
Maybe no real self.
It's all coming together.
So basically our minds are like super powerful in shaping experience.
That's the implication.
Yeah.
And it's powerful because it means how you see and interact with the world.
Yeah.
It's not just you passively taking it in.
Right.
Your mind's actively shaping it all the time.
Yeah.
Often without you even realizing.
It's like if you go into something expecting the worst.
Oh, yeah.
Your brain seems to make that come true.
If you think the world's a dangerous place, your mind becomes this filter, blocking out the good stuff, zeroing in on threats.
Right, right.
Or if you think you're not good enough, your brain highlights all your mistakes.
Yeah.
It ignores your wins. It's like your reality becomes a mirror of what you believe deep down. And that explains why two people can see the same thing.
Yeah.
And come away with totally different stories.
Yeah.
Someone might see a setback and think, okay, lesson learned, time to grow.
Right.
But someone else with different beliefs, they might see it as a total failure.
Yeah.
Same event, different reality.
Because of the filter.
Because of how their minds framed it.
This all feels, I don't know, it's like we're touching on something bigger now. Almost like our consciousness isn't just watching reality.
I know what you mean.
It's like part of making it.
There's some really wild things in quantum physics that hint at this, like the observer effect.
Yeah.
Which basically says that just looking at something tiny can change how it behaves. Now, we got to be careful applying that to like our everyday thoughts.
Right.
But it does make you wonder, maybe consciousness isn't just a side effect of the physical world. Maybe it interacts with it, shapes it in ways we don't totally get yet.
So like our thoughts, feelings, maybe they have a real impact beyond just how we feel.
More and more, science is suggesting that our minds and reality are way more connected than we used to think.
So if this reality we experience is kind of built by us, an illusion in many ways, how do we get out of that illusion?
The word that comes to mind is waking up.
Waking up.
It's about being aware, you know? Like, you don't just believe every thought that pops up in your head like it's gospel truth.
Okay.
It's about questioning your assumptions, really looking at your fears, and realizing that what you see, however real it feels, is just one way of seeing things.
So interesting.
Not the only way.
So it's shifting from being on autopilot and just reacting to everything to becoming more intentional.
It's like going from passenger to driver.
I like that. So when you wake up, you're not just reacting to life.
Nope.
You're engaging with it. More consciously, more deliberately.
You're not just taking whatever reality throws at you.
Yeah.
You're part of creating it.
And part of that seems to be like realizing that we're not our thoughts.
Huge, right?
Like they come and go.
Yep.
But there's something deeper like behind them.
The awareness.
Yes.
It's like thoughts are clouds. You know, they drift by, hang around for a bit, then they're gone.
Yeah.
But the sky's still there.
The awareness, space.
That's you.
Yeah.
The silent observer, not the thoughts themselves.
So we're not our fears or those old regrets that pop up.
Nope.
Or those beliefs that tell us we can't do things.
Exactly.
We're the consciousness that's experiencing all that stuff.
And when you really get that, everything changes. You're not stuck in the content of your mind.
Free from it.
Free from it.
You become what? Like a detached observer?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And from that spot,
yeah.
You can see that a lot of what we think is solid, unchangeable reality, it's not. That's the first step to choosing how you want to experience it.
Wow. You mentioned this before about the filtering brain, but the conditioning thing seems so powerful too. Like from day one, we're getting all these messages about how the world works. What's possible, what's impossible.
Right.
From our families, culture, school. How does that play into this illusion of reality?
Conditioning is huge in shaping how we see things.
Yeah.
It's like society. Through culture, education, religion, even our own past stuff. It programs us to accept one specific reality as the default.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
And those beliefs, they often run in the background, like the code of a computer program.
Oh, I like that.
So we don't even question them.
Right.
Like we're told what's normal behavior, what you're allowed to think is possible, what's just fantasy. Like we all get this pre-installed operating system that tells us how to see and interact with the world.
Wow, that's a great analogy.
Right. But have you ever stopped and thought,
yeah,
Who decided all?
Yeah.
Who says what's normal or impossible?
Right.
Because the truth is, the limits of reality,
yeah,
they're way more flexible than we think. Just look at history. Flying,
right,
instant communication across the world, curing diseases that used to be death sentences.
Crazy.
All impossible. Once now they're everyday stuff.
So it's really our minds holding on to those old beliefs that keep us trapped in this limited view.
The world's more open than that. The world is way more dynamic, more full of potential than our conditioning lets us see. The key is to question everything. Step outside those pre-programmed beliefs.
How do we even start to do that?
It starts with awareness.
Yeah.
The real power to change your life.
Yeah.
It's not out there somewhere. It's within you. Your ability to be present, to be aware.
Okay.
The moment you start observing your thoughts, your feelings, without judging them, getting all caught up, that's when you start to separate from those conditioned patterns that have been running the show.
It's like stepping back from a movie.
Oh, yeah.
Suddenly you see the projector, the screen.
Right.
You get a whole new perspective.
Exactly. You start to notice the patterns in your mind.
Yeah.
The fear, the self-doubt, those assumptions that just pop up over and over.
Right.
And just by seeing them, they lose their power over you.
Yeah.
That's the waking up moment.
And you're not controlled by them anymore.
When you realize, hey, these are just thoughts, I don't have to buy into them.
And that's when we realize we have a choice. We don't have to just react automatically anymore.
Exactly. You can choose new beliefs.
Okay.
Ones that actually serve you.
Yeah.
See things from a new perspective.
Right.
And suddenly, there are possibilities you never even saw before.
Because the world isn't fixed.
The world is shaped by how you see it.
Wow.
Change your perception, and you change your experience.
Which brings us to this idea that, like, what we experience in the world is a reflection of what's happening inside us.
It's the ultimate mirror.
So if we're constantly hitting negativity, roadblocks, what's that telling us?
It's saying look inward.
Okay.
If your inner world is all fear, anxiety, scarcity, you're going to see that reflected everywhere outside.
More threats, more limit.
Exactly. But if you cultivate love, compassion, a feeling of abundance, you'll start seeing beauty, connection, opportunity everywhere.
So it's not that the world is good or bad.
Right.
It's how we're filtering it.
It's like two people walking down the same street.
Yeah.
One sees all the broken stuff, the dangers. The other sees life, beauty, potential connections.
Wow. Same street, different realities.
Their minds are building those realities based on what's going on inside.
So the key takeaway is to stop trying to change the world directly and focus on changing our inner world.
Exactly.
Change how we see things. And the world changes in response.
It's reflection, always.
So the ultimate point of all this is that we have so much more freedom than we realize.
It's about reclaiming that freedom.
We don't have to be trapped in this seemingly solid reality that we thought we couldn't control.
It was an illusion all along.
All those limitations, the fears, much of that was created by our own minds.
By our conditioning, our beliefs, but now you know.
Right.
And knowing is power.
Because if reality isn't fixed, but something fluid, changeable, that means we have the power.
You got it. You don't have to play by those old rules anymore.
Wow.
You can break free from the fears, the doubts, the limitations.
A whole new world opens up.
A world full of possibility, aligning with your deepest desires.
So the only thing stopping us is our willingness to see past the illusion.
To question everything we thought we knew.
And then once we start doing that.
Once you start questioning,
Yeah.
everything changes.
So for you listening right now, think about this. What's one belief you have about reality? About what's possible, what's impossible, that you might be willing to question now?
To poke at a little bit.
Because this deep dive, it's really just the beginning.
The start of a much bigger exploration.
Into how we perceive, into the nature of reality itself. Thanks for joining us.
Absolutely. Thanks for being here.